Hi. When a buyer is ready to talk, we need to talk with them right now. But what is the right cadence? How quickly should I follow up? How quickly should my next and my next and my next correspondence be? How many should there be? What is the right cadence? That's what we're going to explore in today's show. When you say something is as important as what you say. If you've been used to receiving emails notifying you about a new copy of my blog, for example, perhaps every month, and then I stop, and then suddenly 6 months later I send you an email and say, hey, got a new blog, would you like to read it? How do you receive that email? Not what do I as the creator think, how does it feel to you if there's been a 6-month gap? Well, that's actually not a hypothetical question, because despite everything I'm about to say today, we actually lost our own rhythm. And so this is very much about do as I say and not as I do. I respect the irony. For all that, how does it feel? It feels kind of odd and it feels like spam. That's an extreme example of poor cadence. Let's keep looking at cadence a little more. I want to make the problem worse before I make it better. I'm going to make it worse by talking about what's normal in B2B marketing. You think about the marketers, maybe you're a marketer yourself, maybe you have marketers working in your firm even for you. Think about the marketing role. For some, it's a career passion. I've been lucky, it's been my career passion. For many, it's a role between roles. Maybe they weren't quite cut out for sales, they drift into marketing. Maybe they're not quite deep enough in the product and they drift from engineering. There are a lot of people in marketing who are not committed to marketing. There are a few who absolutely are. But certainly that filler role means that we've got a lot of happy amateurs in marketing. And so those happy amateurs, we make their life then worse because we say to them, by the way, you've got quarterly targets to meet. And then we say to them, and by the way, we're only going to approve the budgets quarterly. And then we say to them, and by the way, it's going to take a month before we get our act together and approve your quarterly budget. Oh, and by the way, don't send anything in the last month of the quarter because all of our sales guys are busy. It's a horror show. Lots of happy amateurs, really poor planning and budgeting, really poor cadence. And so in B2B, unfortunately, we start something, do it a bit, stop it, perhaps measure it, often don't, and then start something else. The sense of rhythm that I'm going to try and build an argument for today is almost completely missing. Rhythmic marketing is about earning the right to say the next thing and saying it at the right time. I want to deal with the earning bit just now. I say something and it's moderately persuasive. I've perhaps earned the right to say the next something, but I haven't earned that right forever. So rhythmic marketing is about earning the right to say the next thing, knowing what the next thing is, even building into the next thing. I really need this kind of cadence that's got a rhythm to it that you as the receiver of that messaging are expecting and even looking forward to. Now, rhythmic marketing is as much for the seller as it is for the buyer. If you have rhythm in your marketing activities, you get to build systems around implementing them really well. You get to build processes around doing it better this time than last time. You get to measure and to learn. And so I've argued a little bit that rhythm is about earning the next and doing it at the right speed, but it's also about improving our own marketing. Now, the final point I want to make about rhythmic marketing is that it's different strokes for different folks. What I mean is that you have to think about what the buyer is ready for next. Think about a buyer who isn't progressing and the purpose of your marketing is to remain positioned with them, just to keep on the radar a little bit and maybe concept educate them a little bit. That kind of rhythm is perhaps, in B2B at least, a monthly email, a monthly LinkedIn post. Monthly might be the right cadence for that. Think by contrast about what the right rhythm is for somebody who's just downloaded an ebook after having gone through some earlier hurdles. They might have seen a social media ad, they've gone to a landing page, they've heard a message, they've responded, they've now downloaded the ebook. what's the right rhythm in that circumstance is a very different rhythm. It's going to be faster, it's going to be perhaps more, so there might be 3 or 4 or 5 relatively short communications that come out pretty quickly after that download moment. And by quickly it might mean days, it might mean hours. It's very situational, but it's certainly not going to be months. So I've drawn 2 comparisons, or made 2 points that I want to draw a comparison about. One is the right rhythm around somebody who's not progressed and you're just trying to remain positioned with them. That perhaps might be monthly. And then there's the right rhythm for somebody that's shown interest and I need to act right now. Think now about the right rhythm for somebody who is on your website and they've engaged with live chat. You want immediate answers, and if they haven't responded, maybe a quick ping 30, 40, 50 seconds later. That's a very different rhythm. So how do we plan the right rhythm? Well, the first point is that we need to plan the rhythm before the tactic. Then we plan the tactic. Don't write an email until you know whether it has any cousins. Work out how many there are, how far apart they're going to be, and write for the buyer in each of those cases. The second point is that you should be doing that with the team on board. Get sales and marketing in a room together and work out all of your tactics, not just those that are going to be rhythmic. Now, if you have a funnel plan, in your funnel plan you'll know that there are 2 places where you're going to put rhythmic tactics. Within the progression, I'm trying to move a buyer from this stage to this stage. That's certainly an area where you want rhythmic tactics. But also in the nurturing, when we're trying to get them back into the funnel if they've leaked, so the recycling tactics. Again, if you have a funnel plan, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you don't have a funnel plan, you can get one. Go to funnelplan.com and grab yourself a funnel plan from there. I hope you got value from this show. I enjoyed putting it together for you, and I'm planning lots more for the next. Until then, may your funnel be full and always flowing. Our thanks for this show, firstly to you for watching the show, to Brittany Shipton for blog production, to Juko Glaraja for video production. My name's Hugh McFarlane, and it's been my absolute pleasure to have scripted and presented this week's show.